Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1. Date May 19, 2023. Decree number 32. We hereby express our respect to you and have the honor to state the following. Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 is an absolute owner and is the manager of world account in the World Sovereign Bank of the Order of Hospitallers. Account number 010001 4AAA777C3AM01, distributed among various banks in countries around the world. As a reminder, Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 is the owner and manager of the world account in the World Sovereign Bank of the Order of Hospitallers. Account number 01-1700-3516-222-77888-999, distributed among various banks in countries around the world. As a reminder, Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 is the absolute owner and manager of assets, including accounts under the names Wise Spiritual Boy, Spiritual Wonder Boy, Spiritual Wonder Brothers, Morning Star, King David, Prophet Muhammad, Demas and Saint Timothy, White Mongolia, White Vatican, White Eagle, Maria Sinukuan or Divine Crystal, Maria Banahaw or Divine Sunflower, Maria Cristina or Divine Magdalene, Maria Makiling or Divine Ester Egg, Falcon, Alpha Omega, and other accounts placed with various banks in 199 countries around the world. We hereby confirm all previous legal and subordinate international acts approved by the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, namely resolutions and orders, all other legal and subordinate international acts of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1. In fulfillment of the sacred mission to exit the global financial crisis, the prevention of the Third World Nuclear War in order to eliminate the destructive, toxic and incapacitated debt, fiat financial system, and in order to create a light world financial system based on heavenly principles and gold standard, namely on the sacred spiritual gold of the treasuries of M0 and 1 XEU, is serving the light humanity in its development and prosperity according to the divine law of creation. We hereby explain that by doing so we eliminate the soulless emptiness in the entire world and fill the entire world with the spiritual energies of creation. In the spiritual space there is no place for deceitful, twisted values, such as falsehood and lies and other encroachment on the rights and freedom of a person and free sovereign society as a whole. In such a space, absolutely everything corresponds to the divine law of creation of the development and prosperity of the light world according to the divine laws of creation of the Supreme God. In order to restore justice and establish the principles of sovereignty throughout the world, in order to build a sovereign, civil, creative society throughout the world, in order to eliminate the enemies of bright humanity, in order to exalt and flourish the freedom of bright humanity, as a single sovereign people of the earth, in order to exalt and protection of the bright tribal traditions of the family institute, priority love and respect for the children and the elderly, in order to exalt the divine law of creation, mutual respect and universal love throughout the world. In pursuance of the decisions of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 as the absolute owner and chief regulator of the entire world financial system, as the absolute owner and manager of all world assets under the exclusive historical right from the creator of the new era, in the implementation of the elimination of the destructive, toxic and incapacitated debt, fiat financial system, and in pursuance of the decisions to correct and eliminate toxic errors applied in a destructive, toxic and incapacitated debt, fiat, to be liquidated financial system. In order to create a correct and efficient structure of the entire world financial system, in order to transfer to the gold standard based on the sacred spiritual gold of the treasuries of M0 and 1 XEU, we, the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, as the absolute owner and chief regulator of the entire world financial system, as the absolute owner and manager of all world assets under the exclusive historical right from the creator of the new era, we hereby decide, based on the firm definition that there are no fiat currencies in the gold standard system, but all money which a treasury knows of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, which performs the function of the reserve secretary currencies of the world, According to the resolution of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, number 1, dated April 7, 2020, Order of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, number 28, dated March 18, 2023, as well as the procedure of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 for the transition of the banking systems of the gold countries to the Gold Standard Program Sunrise, dated April 18, 2023. All national currencies of all the countries of the world are backed by the Gold World Reserve Currency M1 XCU and have an approved constant share for the golden filling M1 XCU. Based on this, all currencies of the world and other means of payment of the world have an approved proportion of filling as a standard as a gold standard and cannot have and perform the function of a commodity. Recognized outside the Divine law of creation and outside the law of all international and any other financial funds of the world, with the exception of financial funds that have a special written permission approved by the signature of the Secretary General and Chief Treasurer of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, His Majesty Alexander Nikolaevich Pramonov, and having a special registration of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 verified through the official website of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, monetary1.org. All financial, all other assets of international, financial, insurance, and any other funds recognized outside the Divine law of creation and outside the law are subject to immediate blocking with complete confiscation throughout the world and credited to the balance of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 for the purpose of further distribution in the vector of development and prosperity of light humanity. In the event of the founders of financial funds are confident in the purity of the history of the origin of the funds, the legally in compliance with the Divine law of creation of the assets and activities of their funds, then such founders can apply within 10 days for provision of special written permission and special registration in writing by email protocol@ruskazna.su. In connection with the non-compliance with the laws of the world financial system, based on the sacred spiritual gold of the treasuries of RA M0 and 1 XCU, recognized outside the Divine law of creation and outside the law all currency and stock exchanges throughout the world. All currency and stock exchanges recognized outside the Divine law of creation, outside the laws throughout the world, are subject to immediate blocking with the complete confiscation of financial and any other assets throughout the world, and crediting to the balance of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 for the purpose of further distribution in the vector of development and prosperity of light humanity. Any certificates and identification documents, such as birth certificates, passport, insurance certificate, and other certificates proving the identity of a person, citizen, individual, all types of personal data of a person, citizen, individual are only a certificate and confirmation of a person's identity, as citizen, are deprived of the right of any financial and debt function, are not a financial instrument. The Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, as the absolute owner and chief regulator of the entire world financial system, as the absolute owner and manager of all world assets under the exclusive historical right from the creator of the new era, approves the ban in the entire world and temporal space for the eternity on the use of application of any certificates and identity documents as any kind of financial instrument, such as birth certificates, passport, insurance certificate, and any other certificates proving the identity of a person, citizen, individual, all types of personal data of a person, citizen, individual in the entire world financial system, in the entire world. The Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 as the absolute owner and chief regulator of the entire world financial system, as the absolute owner and manager of all world assets by exclusive historical right from the creator of the new era, approves for the implementation of the rights of a human, citizen, legal entity and any other subject of law in the world financial system throughout the world the rights to open and close accounts in the world banking system and special subjects of law in the world treasury system. These accounts are the property of the account owner in whose name a specific account is opened. These accounts as the property of the account owner are inherited and bequeathed. These accounts cannot be liquidated without the instruction of the account owner. Blocking of these accounts is possible only in case of the obvious and confirmed violation by the account owner of the divine law of creation. All accounts opened in the light world financial system, based on heavenly principles and the gold standard, namely on the sacred, spiritual gold of the treasuries of RA, M0 and 1 XCU, to serve the light humanity in its development and prosperity, according to the divine law of creation, in the name of any subject of the right of the world as the account holder, as the property of the account holder with the right to manage and dispose and use the full functionality provided by the entire world financial system, control over the implementation of the divine law of creation, the right of the sovereign, international rules of law, sovereign legislations of the sovereign countries of the world, is organized and carried out by the regulators of the world financial system. Under the control of the chief regulator of the world financial system, the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One and chief regulator of the world banking system, the World Sovereign Bank of the Order of Hospitallers. Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One confirms the right to circulation in the world financial system of cash means of payment, new reserve and national currencies of the gold standard, in accordance with separate instructions issued by the regulators of the world financial system to regulate the circulation of cash in the new world financial system based on heavenly principles and gold standard, namely on the sacred spiritual gold of the treasuries of RA, M0, and 1 XCU, to serve the light humanity in its development and prosperity according to the divine law of creation. Pursuant to this decree, all international and country counterterrorism and legal organizations, all military organizations, to all actual orders, to all masters of the world system, to all masters of the world financial system, all international and country control organizations, to all missionaries performing a mission before the one God, the all Creator, bringing light and knowledge to the world, to all world spaces, Yav, Nav, Slav, and Prav, pursuant to the all light, all heaven, all divine providence, to all great divine providence, all great cosmic forces, all divine armadas, all divine fleets, as well as the great fleet of RA, immediately begin to implement this decree in terms of its full implementation. To all bright humanity and all international subjects of law, organized on the basis of the principles of popular sovereignty and observing the principles of popular sovereignty, the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One strongly recommends that the procedure of self-organization in the country be carried out in order to manifest the supreme people's power of the sovereign and return the sovereign status in the motherland, for a light, peaceful, and creative development of universal love and friendship throughout the world. Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One recommends a competent and light approach to the issue of self-organization at the system level. The Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One wishes all countries, all clans and tribes, all nations of the world and bright humanity, the speedy restoration of the bright home under the sovereign flag as the sacred name motherland in the universal creative construction of our bright world as the universal native temple. Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One firmly confirms its statement, and in the future to impartially and correctly fulfill its light mission, to restore justice and build the all-light on heavenly system, which should and will faithfully serve the bright humanity, and consequently all God, all Creator, all creative family of the Supreme as the one heavenly, all to God, all to the Creator, all creative of all existing, and all non-existent in the creation of all light, all great, all heavenly. His Majesty Alexander, the King of Kings, Wise Spiritual Boy, Secretary General of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One, President of Wise Spiritual Boy, RSB Global Corp Incorporated, Grand Intendant of the Sovereign Order of St. John Jerusalem, Rhodes, Malta, the Supreme Sovereign of the Order of the Hospitallers, Chairman of the Board of the World Sovereign Bank of the Order of the Hospitallers. Om.